Hey guys, so I'm here with another video because I thought I should do this video now because I assume most people are starting college, school is starting up, and I just wanted to share with you guys the 15 things that I wish I knew before going into college. Now, some of you guys may have seen the video that I made earlier, which was my part of my French shitty college experience. I did not have the best experience when it came to college, and I went to a community college for the first 2 years. That video has been taken down because once I started looking for jobs, I was like, this could risk. I could be risking everything with this. But anyways, I'm gonna share with you guys the 15 things that I wish I knew before I went to college, and I hope this really helps somebody out there. I feel like my 15 things I wish I knew are quite different from the other YouTubers I've seen do these videos. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing is some professors don't care. You might have a professor who just straight up does not care about your well-being. They're only there for the paycheck, the benefits, etc. And that's okay. And yeah. And you can work through that if you try to. It's really a hard thing to work with those professors who clearly are just there for the money. Um, you can really, I think, work through it. You might be able to crack them to some degree of like, hey, like I'm taking the time out to do your work. I'm showing that I'm caring, and then maybe you can kind of, I don't know, crack the foundation with them a little bit. So it might happen. If you're lucky enough to have professors who actually give, again, pardon my French, there might be a lot of cussing in this video, so pardon it. But if you end up having professors who actually give a shit about you, like you are blessed. And because I really only had, hold on, let me think. One, two, three. mm, Yeah, about three professors actually give a crap about me, and I'm not including my mom. So my parents are professors as well. I'm not including them because they're my parents. So they have no choice. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you're alone. So I know people don't really talk about this much. Most people are like, oh, we're all in the same boat. But also to some degrees, like you're alone in college. Like nobody's gonna be holding your hand every step of the way, and I have a problem kind of with that, which is totally for another video. It's not like I want people to hold my hand, but I mean, just do your damn jobs. So, anyways, yeah, you're kind of just like alone. This journey is kind of just about you and discovering you. And yeah, other people can walk by your side on this journey, but ultimately it's you. Books are useless is number 3. Oh my god. You spend hundreds of dollars on books. I still have some of mine right there. You guys can see just sitting there. Even like online, they're pretty useless. If you take online courses, they're pretty useless. In class, it kind of depends. I know my parents for their class use books and they actually use them and they do actually take like answers from the book. Some teachers totally say they do that, and then literally nothing. You can't find it in the book to save your life. Um, with online schooling, they are pretty useless because chances are you can find the answer somewhere on the internet, unless that teacher made up their own questions. But even if they did that, it still probably isn't in the book. So just overall, like the books are useless. And I know a lot of YouTubers say that, and it's true. The fourth thing is work with the teacher, the professor, not against. I feel weird saying professor because all my life we grow up saying the word teacher, not professor. So that's a really weird thing. But anyways, work with your professor, not against. So if you're having a problem, work with them instead of against them. Don't work against them. Don't just I don't know, just compromise. That's really what it comes down to. It just comes down to compromising with your instructor instead of just being like, "Nope, this is the way I have to have it," and just literally like literally being like two magnets that don't stick together, that are is it compelling against each other. Don't be like that. Try to compromise and again work with them, not against them. So the fifth thing is don't be afraid to look at other options for class. Okay. So I had a teacher who did history. He was very traditional. He stuck to his ways of teaching, and his way of teaching was not for me. And in his class, we had quizzes every single Wednesday, and that's how your grade was like based upon. What it was based upon was how well you did on quizzes. And I can't do that. I learned in high school like I cannot do that. There needs to be some other alternative for me. Um it plays in with my learning disability. I can't at all. And I talked to my advisor about it. She was not helpful in the slightest. Um I talked to my IEP specialist person, and she really sympathized with me because she knows a lot of other students with learning disabilities had the same issue with that specific teacher, and so she helped me through that and kind of navigate. And we didn't really like just throw suggestions out there. I was very much kind of going back to the other tip. I really was working against him because I'm like, "No, this is what I need. This is what needs to happen." And he was like, "No, I'm not doing that." So, finally, one of my friends in my education class told me we, of course, ended up talking about teachers in an education class. That's kind of what happens. She told me that she was the exact same way and that she just took it online. And I was like, there's an online version of this class? And she's like, yeah. And so she showed me like the setup and everything you had to do within the class. And then I got out of that class, thank God, right before we were doing a huge Chicago style paper, which I've never done before, and it worked a lot better to do it online. That teacher online actually gave a crap too. Like, even though you take online, they might not give a crap, but if they're taking time to put their feedback into something and actually taking their time with grading, just know like they actually probably care. So, anyways, there's always another way. And that's what that tip is. Like, there's always another way to do something. My advisor was very much like, nope, this is the way, this has to happen. And I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go talk to somebody who actually gives a crap. And we found ways with everything that I went through, a different way that worked so much better. So don't let people make you think there's one way to do something in college. There's not. So the next thing is don't be afraid to speak up and let your needs be heard. So advocate for yourself. This is the problem with high schools. I was lucky enough to go to one that some of my teachers did teach me how to advocate for myself, but also my tutor, like my personal tutor, was taught me how to do this too. But you really have to make sure that you're the one communicating your needs, that you're making them heard, because nothing's going to change if you don't do anything about it. And I wish I knew that. Number 7 is keep the syllabus. And chances are, don't ask a question unless you read the syllabus first, because so many times I've emailed professors about a question, they're like, check the syllabus. And I was like, really? Like, I could do a whole nother video on things that are wrong with professors. So, anyways, number 8, I'm going to now give you guys the tools that you need for math and writing. Quizlet. Quizlet will be your best friend. Chances are most of the quizzes, if they're in like a program, this is what I found. If they're in like a program that the class is using, you can find that quiz on Quizlet. If it's something through we use this thing called Blackboard in my state of North Dakota. If it's through Blackboard, usually you're not gonna find it, I feel like, although my leadership class, I did find a Quizlet for every single quiz. Um, it just really depends. You'll learn what teachers actually write their quizzes and what ones are just taking it from, like, a program. So, yeah, I know I had one, my art history was in a program, it was in Pearson's, and then my leadership one was in Blackboard, but I'm pretty sure she used the questions from a certain program and just put them in. So, Quizlet's gonna be your best friend. QuillBot. Now, QuillBot is really, really good for if you're doing like a research paper and you can't really find your own wording, you can type it in. There's a box on top, and you just type in kind of like what you want to say, and then you press the quill button and it'll come up with like a way to say it. This is really good with like citations, I think, and just like if you're using a source and there's a sentence that you want to use, but you obviously can't plagiarize, that's a really good website to go to. It's called QuillBot. QUILL bot. Let me pull it up and make sure I'm explaining this right. It's a free paraphrasing tool. So yeah, that first box, you just go to quillbot.com, write a sentence and hit quill to rephrase it. Like I said, this is so good for like research papers where you can't plagiarize because some colleges literally kick you out if you plagiarize. I find it so hard because when you do research papers, like, no duh, it's not going to be your own words because you're the one doing the research on it. So I have trouble with that, but I found Quillbot and it saved my life. The next two things I'm going to suggest is for math. So Mathway is really good for college algebra. You literally just type in the thing as is and it pops up. The other one is Math Papa. So a lot of times I found with certain math topics, Mathway would not work. So I went to Math Papa and that worked. So those two together really worked well. So really, there's always something out there that can help you with your writing, with math. You just really got to research and find those tools because they are out there, and that's what they're there for, is to help you. Okay, the ninth thing is take morning classes if you can. Now, I know every single YouTuber says do not take an 8 a.m. class. You guys, I ended up taking 1 a.m. class, I think on like Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, or either the Monday and Tuesdays classes. And it was the best thing ever. I'm up early as is. I've been waking up between 6 and 6:30 every morning. And holy crap, like it was just so good to have one class, do it and get it done. To go along with this, with morning classes, if you can get all morning classes, like do it because then you have the rest of the day, excuse me, you have the rest of the day to do your work, and then once it's done, you're like free to go. You can do whatever. So I actually suggest taking morning classes if you can do it. If you're not a morning person like I am, like don't do it. Like don't risk, your possible grade to take a morning class because I know some professors do um give points for attendance. So I mean, if you can't, then whatever, stick to like the 10 and later classes. But if you can, I highly suggest it because once it's over, like it's over, and chances are you might have work, but my professors really let us do the work in class. So just saying. Number 10, celebrate your successes. So many times in college, you put yourself down for not doing well on a paper or an assignment or whatever. Like you can say to yourself 100 different negative things, but you need to celebrate those successes. Oh my gosh, English. even if you get a B on a paper, like celebrate that. Any passing grade, like just celebrate it because college is hard AF. So the next thing is kind of going hand in hand with what I just said, but not really. It's okay to get a C or lower on some assignments. It's not going to plummet your grade. I ran into one of my high school teachers when I was really having a hard time with these assignments and I was just beating myself up. And she told me, like, Teresa, it's okay to get a C on a paper. It's not going to plummet your grade. It's okay to get a D, as long as it's not an F, like it's probably not going to plummet your grade. The truth is, if you get a C or D, that's still some points. It's better than not getting like any points at all. Um, so yeah, it's okay to get, a C or D on an assignment. A B is even really good in college. So to those high schools out there that beat themselves up who thinks C is failing. No, I freaking hate when people say C is basically failing. No, C is average and C's get degrees and so do D's. C's and D's get degrees. Okay? Okay. Number 12 is use your freaking emails. Oh my God. So, my parents all the time complain about how their students do not check their emails and then they're like complaining in class that they didn't answer their question through email and whatnot. And then they're like, oh, but we don't know our login and crap. Yo, this is college. Like, emails are a must. That is how you communicate with your professors. Apparently, now at our college here, the community college, like, you have to use your school email to email the professors. So, know your freaking school emails because I don't want to hear my parents complain anymore about freaking emails. Okay? Okay. Okay, number 13, ask questions. This kind of seems obvious, but I've realized, especially in my community college, that a lot of people don't ask questions because I don't know why. Like they just sit back and they're like, I have a question about this, and then they like complain about that the teacher didn't explain it. Ask the damn question. Like it's not going to help you just to sit there and not ask it and not have it answered because you're probably going to do it wrong. So ask the damn questions, you guys. Two more left. And I like this one. Find pump up songs. So any songs that like make you feel good, like find those songs, make a playlist. Right up here I have a Broadway songs when, and so I wrote down like feelings and then a Broadway song with it. I'm just saying, Broadway kiddos, embrace Defying Gravity, embrace So Much Better. Um, you Can't Stop the Beat, just like any of those kind of like hype up songs, you're gonna need them. Number 15 is get help. So this one I'm really talking about mental health wise. Did I really just stick my tongue out like that? Anyways, get help because college is such a mental challenge, not just academically, but like personally, mentally as well. And it doesn't hurt to talk to somebody who's actually educated in mental health. And your friends are great, but as my counselor told me, they can be biased about certain things. It's better to talk to somebody, again, who has a background, who has a degree, who's educated in mental health. It's nothing to be ashamed about because holy crap, like college is a lot and it's nothing to be ashamed about. They will help you figure out tools to help you cope with your anxiety. Um, they'll help you through depression, whatever it is, they're there to help. I think most college campuses, I could be wrong, have some some form of mental health help out there, a counselor. It might be like an online thing, but definitely reach out when you need it. And know the signs of when you need to get help. And I think I might do a whole other video on that if you guys are interested, because I did not realize how much college was, like, just personally, mentally, and how much, like, I needed to go and talk to somebody once a month to make sure I was okay. So, there you guys go. This is a long video, but I think it was helpful. Those are my 15 things I wish I knew before I went to college. Oh my gosh. And now I'm considering going back to college right now since a couple things haven't worked out in life and I just need something else to do. Um yeah, I hope these helped somebody out there. College is hard, um, but you can make it through if you have the right mindset and the right attitude and all that kind of good stuff. So if you guys like the content that I'm making, be sure to hit subscribe down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. I post every weekend and I might post sporadically throughout the week, depending if I get a good idea and I don't want to wait to film it on a weekend. And if you guys like this video, if it helped you in any way, shape, or form, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just give it a thumbs down. There's no need to write that hate comment. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all later. Bye. Have a great year, you guys. No matter if you're in high school, college, middle school, whatever, have a great school year. Okay, now bye.